please. I'll call this meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Carolina, can we have a roll call vote?
Okay, Mr. Violet?
Here.
Mrs. Mooney? Here. Mr. Pletzer?
Here.
Mr. Apple?
Here.
Mrs. Trumbull? Here.
We have a motion to accept our consent agenda for $1,237,198.48.
I move to accept consent agenda.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept our consent agenda. Are there any questions or concerns?
I'd just like to say that most of that's tax, summer taxes. That's why there's so much more difference. We're not spending that kind of money, so.
Sure.
Yeah, we're not going to outplay with it.
Okay. More tan.
If we could have a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Violet?
Yes.
Mrs. Mooney? Yes. Mr. Pletzer?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mrs. Trumbull? Yes.
Citizens wishing to address the Board of Trustees. Hearing none, I would move to the approval for a motion to approve our agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Or.
We have a motion and a second to approve our agenda. Are there any questions, additions, or takeouts? Hearing none, I would, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No. Motion carries. Departmental reports. Fire Department. Mark.
A report?
No report. Okay. Building Department. Well, you got anything?
Just the report that's in there for permits. Can you read that?
Okay. Water Department, I think Dusty started to flush the hydrants already, so that's in the process of being done. Moving on to the library. Jane?
Computer classes start next Monday night. Anybody wishing to take part needs to either register through the library's website or call us at the library and we can register them. Most of the classes do require a library card, which brings me to the one other thing I have, which is September is library card sign-up month, and there is always kind of a competition between the branches to see who signs up the most people, percentage-wise of their population. So if you know anybody who has a library card that may have expired or does not have one, please send them our way. And that's all I have. There were no building issues.
Okay, thank you very much. Unfinished business. Briley construction bill from the August meeting.
We forgot to approve it. So we need to approve it.
Would somebody like to make a motion to approve?
I'll
Briley
make a motion
construction
to
bill?
approve the bill for $1,600.
Or.
That's cemetery issues.
We have a motion and support for Briley construction bill from August. We have a roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Mooney?
Yes.
Mr. Pletzer?
Yes.
Mr. Violet?
I'll abstain.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mrs. Trumbull? Yes.
Moving on, chapel restoration. Who wants to address that? Do you want to address that? We are getting prices to get the get a drywall. You know, the drywall work and stuff that needs to be done. That's the next step now. And so we're in the process right now of getting prices to get that done, which we haven't got any in yet. I don't think we've received any yet.
Did I see? Well, that just kind of began today.
Yeah, it was
The
really
tear
bad.
out and
The tear out and putting in a new drywall.
Our fundraisers did make
I was
over
gonna
$1,100 over the weekend, the ball game and the concert on Sunday.
You saw a
Wish
good
we
ball
would've
game
seen more
on
of you
Saturday,
here.
right?
Great ball game Friday night.
Repeat yourself
I
there.
said I wish we would have seen more of you there.
Was that fun
I would have liked to
game?
have been there.
I'm not talking game, I'm talking concert yesterday. It was a
Oh,
wonderful
I was there in
concert.
spirit. I did have tickets.
Well, just remember, it is a township building, and we are working hard to save the township money. We appreciate a
understand
little
that.
support.
We do
We
understand.
appreciate a
that.
lot of support.
Okay, Old Township Hall rental agreement form.
Skip the one before.
Old Township Hall
Oh,
renovation.
Old Township Hall renovations. I guess Al, we can go ahead and, we've started over there with.
Yeah, the crawl space is spray foam, that's all done. And the stuff's been cut. We have all the materials to do all the drainage, which we're gonna start tomorrow. I think by the end of the week, sidewalks will be in. And just be a matter of when the Aztec will get in there, we'll pave it. He's aware, so it shouldn't be too far behind, so.
Okay.
The lights should be in tomorrow. We had to reorder the lights because the ones that we ordered through Lowe's, 4 months later, they came in incorrect. And so we had to reorder from another company, and they should be in tomorrow. Matt will get those in. He's going to put some locks on a few of the cupboard doors, not all of them. And that's to secure the cleaning products and paper products. Apparently, we had a little issue with some of them disappearing. So, other than that, I think the interior will be all complete. Well, no, the floor is going to be done the first weekend of October.
And the curtains will be hung after that.
Yeah.
And one other thing,
What's that?
we were down in the crawl space trying to figure out if we could do the gravity drain over there to keep that dry. And it won't work because the crawl space is actually about 4 inches lower than the tile that we're going into. So what we need to do is, when we did that, the library, we put drain tile inside it and everything, stone, and there's a sump cross there, and it's already wired for the sump pump, because we've never put one in. So we need to put a sump pump in and run a line around the crawl space. It's got to be hung and just taken over to the back corner, and then we'll pump it. Well, the pump to there, and then it'll gravity out to the manhole. We'll have a separate line
Take
for
care
it.
of the library.
And that'll take care of everything. I talked to Mark about it, and probably around $500 for the pump and the piping and the light, so we should just approve up to, I'd rather say approve up to $600. That's Mark to get it done.
Well, I think while we're there, I'll make a motion that we approve $600 to finish that sump pump under the library in the Old Township Hall.
I'll support it.
We have a motion and support. Are there any questions, concerns? Caroline, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Sure, just a second. Mr. Ethel?
Yes.
Mr. Violet?
Yes.
Mr. Flanzer?
Yes.
Mrs. Minnie?
Yes.
Mrs. Tremblay, yes.
Okay, motion carries. Now, the Old Township Hall rental agreement form. Everybody has had a chance, I think, to look at this. We've come up with $50 deposit and a $50 rental fee. We have the form all made out. The use of the hall is for Burtchville Township Board and Commissions, government entities, federal, state, county, local, community use, senior citizen organizations, civic group, service clubs, church, neighborhood associations, or like groups. Social gatherings, receptions, showers, reunions, graduation, birthdays, wakes, communion, retirement, party, or like functions will have the $50 fee and the $50 charge. You know,
Deposit.
deposit and a $50 charge. Anybody have any questions or concerns?
One thing, on the application process, it says that they have to give two checks, two separate checks, one for security and one for the rental. So I imagine it's so we just give them back the other check, correct?
Right.
So I could
Process, yeah. I totally understand it, I don't have a problem with it, but does this mean we're not gonna allow, I mean, we accept credit cards here. This wouldn't be accepted, I mean, and I don't care how we do it, but we should make sure it's noted in there that we either accept credit cards or we don't. I don't know, can you credit back to them? Or debit cards?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look at that.
I think that was the reason we specified checks. It would be something that we could return to them immediately upon inspection. But, you know, if you want it different than that, we have to change it.
I don't have a problem with it, but I can guarantee you that's gonna be the first thing that's asked.
Well,
Somebody's gonna come in
the
here.
first answer is no then.
No.
The problem is it doesn't entail, you know, it entails a lot of extra bookkeeping.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
instance.
I don't think
Somebody
for
to check
Gratiot
back,
takes
you know.
credit cards for your,
For instance, I'm still waiting for a refund on our lights that we turned in 2 weeks ago from Lowe's on our credit card.
Yeah.
And so there's a time frame there that.
You know, I understand that, but I think there's a whole lot of people that don't even use checkbooks anymore.
Well, whatever.
Me, I like checkbooks. So.
Or money order, or whatever they want to do.
or cash.
Or cash. Right.
Well, there's certainly something we could look into. I mean, if it's an easy enough process, you know, just to credit their credit card back, you know, the $50 amount, you know, I wouldn't see any reason why we wouldn't accept a credit card, but, you know.
As long as they're aware of the fact that it takes time to process through the credit card company. Right. Not if it's.
The only, like I said before, the only problem that we're going to get into is it's going to be more bookkeeping, more work for us, you know, I mean.
Isn't there a percentage charge too?
Yes, usually. I don't know if it's ours.
Yeah, on a credit card.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll charge probably, what, 4%, Jody? 3%?
Well, I don't know. There's a whole,
List of charges.
depending if it's an ATM or a credit card, there's a different charge. And I don't know if this is going to fall under that or not.
Well, I don't have a problem not accepting credit cards, it's just,
Should be. Trying to remember.
should we specify check or money order?
For cash.
Or cash.
Or cash?
Yeah, I think we should.
And spell right out,
Cash, check, or money
no
order.
credit cards or debit cards.
That's good. Cash, check, or money order.
And just leave it at that.
If we get enough complaints, then we'll look into it.
You can always change it. You can always change it later on.
In my,
So we're gonna add.
my only other question is who's gonna do the inspection?
We haven't determined it yet. There's a couple of people that might be interested, so we just haven't done anything with it yet. We've got.
It hasn't, it's not going to start till
It's
the
gonna
first of
start
the
till
year.
the
First of the year,
correct?
right.
Yep, so we have time.
Not much
Well,
time. I know.
I'd like to get this in place, though.
Would somebody like to entertain a motion to?
I will entertain a motion to,
Accept this with the addition of accepting a check, cash, or money order
yes,
as payment.
yes.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to go with this agreement. We have a motion. Do we have a second? I guess I'll second it. So now we have a motion and a second.
This is just for to approve this form,
That's right,
not the amount. You already voted on the amount.
that's
Yeah.
right, that's
Yeah,
right.
good. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
We're not spending money, but we're collecting money. Should this be a roll call?
Let's do a roll call vote, just to be on the safe side. Okay, we're going to do a roll call vote. Caroline?
Okay, I gotta go back to Mrs. Minnie,
Yes.
Mr. Platzer,
Yes?
No. Mike?
Mike, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, now let's, Mr. Breiler.
Yes.
Mr. Platzer?
Yes.
Mrs. Tremble? Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Moving on, Worth Township Fire Contract amended supplement. Now, we've had this amended twice today already, so.
Twice today?
Well,
Oh, by adding the
wait,
fee?
well, no, we had to take off the, they had the fee in there before. So everybody has the letter that Doug had written to us as far as accepting, he thought he had no objections to accepting the contract as written. And with the addendum that $1,500 is to be paid before we sign the contract. They need to pay their past due before we sign the contract. So, and they owe us $1,500 right now is what is past due. There's a balance of 20,
At least 2,100.
21 or 2,200, whatever it is, but we want the money past due, and that, Mark and I negotiated that with them when we had the meeting with them, that all the past due had to be paid up, which, lingered around for the last 3 or 4 years, and what,
It's up to 6,000.
it was up to 6,000 at one time, so, so that was part of it. And now in this new contract, they have 120 days to pay their bill. And we thought with the fact that they're dealing with insurance companies and, and how they get paid, that we would give them 120 days, leeway to pay it. After 120 days, they pay it out of their general fund, no matter what they need to do with it. Anything that goes past 120 days, now it's going to take more for us to keep track of that too, and Jessica to handle that, but that's the way to do it. And the thing that we need to do for a negotiating deal is, the minute they're past due and they're not up to date, is we send them their 6-month notice of and this is right from the attorney. We send them the 6-month notice that we're going to discontinue the fire service, if the bills aren't paid. So, and it's in his explanation, we can cancel that at any time, but it's a negotiating tool that, we use. So hopefully they'll pay their bills. So would anybody like to entertain a motion on this fire contract?
I move to authorize the supervisor and clerk to enter into this agreement after they receive the past due amount.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion and a support to enter into this agreement after the $1,500 past due amount is paid. Caroline, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Okay, Mr. Breiler?
Yes.
Mr. Platzer?
Yes.
Mrs. Minnie?
Yes.
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Mrs. Tremble? No.
Okay, motion carries. Township garbage and recycling pickup. We're in the process right now of getting, we have one estimate in right now, and we're in the process of getting estimates from
2 other ones.
two other waste management and
Yes.
Yes, right.
Right.
So as soon as those are in, and then we'll proceed with.
What was the third one?
Marcotte, Waste Management, and Jeff's.
Oh, okay.
So then when we get these other bids, then we send out to the residents.
We'll send out a petition to.
We have to wait until we get the bids to do that?
I think we do, because they need to be able to see what their, actually what the bids are, And they'll go on their taxes as, it's an assessment, and one, you pay once in summer taxes and once in winter taxes. So it's every 6 months.
So how long do they have to respond? Do you know?
Well, we'll have 2 public hearings, Jody, and that's where they can respond. They can either respond in writing or in person. The first one will be the response meeting, and from that you calculate the percentage of people that are for it and against it.
By the people at the meeting?
By the people at the meeting and the people that have written in.
The people that protest,
Right.
you know.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just wondering how it's going to be added or collected. So by writing, and then we're going to keep track of people
That's
who
right.
voice their opinion at this.
That's
There will be a
right.
notice sent out to every resident, you know, and then they'll be able to, with the notice that we're going to have a public hearing on it, and they'll either come to the meeting or they'll write in writing, either for it or protesting it. You know, if we get like 20% that aren't in favor of it, then the second meeting won't
Well,
go.
right. The second meeting would be the board's decision night after they review it all. But they can be within a week of each other,
It's a regular public hearing.
both of them.
Yeah, I understand that. So then what is, when we send out this letter, how much time do they have to respond to it?
Well,
We're going to tell them when the meetings are?
yes.
Yeah,
Right.
we'll have it all on there, when the meetings will be, you know, and I think an appropriate time would be a couple weeks to respond. You know, I don't think we need to give it 6 months to respond to something like that. I think 2 weeks would be plenty of notice. But I mean, that's a determination of this board, you know, what we want to give them.
Actually, I think that's a good idea. If you give them too long, they're either going to forget about it, put it aside and miss it, or, and 2 weeks from the day they're mailed out would be appropriate.
Do you think we should do it in the same method that Fort Crash is going to use?
Yes, that's what we're working for.
Good.
And this is going to be garbage pickup with recycling and lawn waste pickup also.
Possibly.
Possibly. I mean, that's what we're getting the estimates on anyway, so. And we'll see where they come and see where, you know, I mean, it's an offer. I know in my own case, it's $40, $50 a year cheaper than what I'm paying right now. You know, of the first price that we got from the one company, and we haven't got the other ones yet. We'll probably have them this week sometime, but it was $40 to $50 cheaper than what the individual are paying, and I don't know what everybody's paying, so, you know, everybody has a different. And the other thing it stops is you're not having garbage trucks running on your roads through the township every day, you know. We have trucks running through the township every day on our roads, so. I think it's a nice service. I think it's a nice service if the people want it, and only if the people want it, so.
It's, like you say, it's much less, including the recycling, it's still less than what we're paying. Quite a bit less, actually. There's something else I wanted to add. I don't know what it was now. Forgot.
As soon as we get those,
Oh.
we'll,
I'm sorry, and people who are seasonal residents would get rebates on their bill, on their charge.
at least with the one company we have right
That's
now.
true, that's true.
We don't know what the other companies are gonna do. but-
So they would not have to pay, for instance, if they're only here in the summer, they wouldn't have to pay for winter pickup.
So it's pretty fair, it's really a pretty fair process. And another thing it eliminates is trash laying out, people, garbage bags out along people's houses. I mean, they have no excuse now, I mean, you know, not to get rid of the bags. you
And
know.
hopefully, no more using our dumpsters at the park for all the garbage. Anyway, we'll see.
So, is there anybody else who'd like to comment on that, or? I guess not. New business. We don't have any new business.
No, we don't.
That's good.
Well, I'll be.
Supervisor's report. Well, other than what's going on at the old township hall and stuff that we've already discussed. And, things, we got some trees trimmed. We were asked to trim some trees along the roads, and I got those trimmed last week. The company took care of trimming them. And we had one other process with the bike path. I'm still trying to get the kids, you know. He hasn't called me back yet now. I'm a little concerned, and it's probably as much my fault as it is his, because I haven't really pushed him to work on getting the things planted around the benches and stuff like that. But I will call him this week and get him off the dime, find out exactly what they're gonna do. That's the Kids for, Healthy America from Boyer Northern High School. Now, whether the group is disbanded, I don't know, so I'm gonna have to call them because, and they just got back to school too, they're only 3 weeks into school, so we're gonna try to find out what's going on with that. So other than that, that's all I have.
I thought the other thing I was going to mention is that the trash pickup would strictly be for residential use. It won't be agricultural or industrial or commercial. And that's the prices that are quoted so far. Clerk's report? You're all done, Mike?
Yep, clerk's report.
Actually, mine was about the restoration for the old town hall and the progress there, where we were, so we've already reported on that. I can't think of anything else right now.
Okay, moving on. Treasurer's report, Jody?
The only thing I have is the issue regarding the Burtchville briefs. We're not getting any response from people that normally put stuff in there. The information is getting pretty stale. I guess my question is this something we want to consider doing away with? I mean, we've got the website right now.
Well, personally,
I
I
don't
think,
think so.
I think we ought to do a brief, like in October, like we always normally do, one in October, one in June, or one in May, or part of June. I'm sure there's some things that can be written about, and discussed about.
Well, the other thing is, a lot of the seniors don't have computers, and
And we do put them up in all the places of business in the township, so they can pick them up when they go to get their milk or whatever, so. But that's one man's opinion.
but you're right, Jody, we need to step it up a little there. It gets a little repetitive.
Okay, trustees report. Cindy?
The only thing I'm wondering is I know last month you said the bench was at Dusty's building.
The bench is at Dusty's building, and we need to get it out there on the bike path. I will get somebody to put that out there.
Okay. That's all I have.
Yeah?
The only other thing I had besides that sump pump was, did you talk to Jack about the boom accident for this fall?
Did I?
No, I don't think I haven't talked to him about the max.
I haven't, but we've got to contact him real soon anyway, because we did talk about having some trees cut too. That can all go together.
You know, they did that boom accident pretty late in the spring, really.
Well,
That's
last year's,
unusual.
Yeah.
That was last year's.
Yeah, that shouldn't be done like that. I don't know how they
It's
got.
supposed to be done in the fall after the girls over.
Right. Yeah, I was
It's not
waiting till
real rough,
they,
it's already, it needs to be done.
they just got done with grading and chloriding the rural roads, and I figured anytime now we should contact him and see what he has got going on trees and.
We'll get it over.
That's all.
All right, thank you. Extended public comment. Is there any extended public comment? Mr. Aberman?
Can we do email response to the garbage mail out? Or just something to think about? The
I
briefs.
really prefer to have it in writing. If it's just dropped off even at the hall in the drop box. Yeah,
You can set up a separate account for response to that, so it'd be easy to do. It is of the age, but that's up to you. The website numbers here don't show that there are that many people that are using it, so I'm kind of concerned about dumping the briefs completely, since we've just voted for a 1% increase for the taxpayers. We seem to have some money now, according to Jody, and I'd rather see the briefs remailed. I think it's more personal. People, if the numbers are that low on the website, people aren't using the website, so they're not really getting the word out. I always got the briefs, everybody else got the briefs, and I think they read them when they were delivered to their mailbox. now that we have an increase in our budget, I'd like to see them mailed again. And I'm just curious about the park, the bench at the park. I haven't been out there. I don't know if it's replaced yet or taken down.
Going up her?
Yeah.
That's just what I asked.
That's what.
Oh, I thought you were asking
I thought you were
about
talking
the
about
one
that
on
one down
the.
Yeah, that one was burnt, oh.
No, that
Oh,
was
there
not
was
ours.
one at
There
the,
was one
Yeah,
at
the fire.
the park
Oh,
that was
okay.
burnt, yeah.
By the
And I don't-
skateboard ramp,
Pardon?
by the skateboard ramps.
Yeah, I don't know if anything's been done with that or not.
No. I was just there yesterday.
Okay. And I have one other question. It seems like we don't want to put a bathroom down at Jettle Park. Well, there's a question as to where you can park in there and where not. We don't want a bench down there. It is public access. I don't think it's used very much. And I had heard at one point that the neighbors on either side wanted to buy it from the township. No.
No,
Okay.
there was a judge years ago that tried to close it,
Mhm.
and he owned the property on the north side. Had that happened, after so many years, he would have gained that property. And I don't recall any offer to buy it, do you, Al? Never.
If there was an offer to put up to buy it from the neighbors on either
We
side.
don't have that
there'd be
option, that's a
something-
public
It's a
right
county,
of
it's a
way.
county.
It's a
Oh,
It's
road.
a county road.
County,
Yeah, that's
County
a county
owns the road.
road.
county owns,
We
Even
maintain
though-
that
yeah.
little, we maintain a little beach area for the residents, but it's a county road.
the place up in between the two buildings is all county owned?
Yes.
Okay, so would they have the option to sell it to the homeowners?
I don't think they
so.
would. I think it's a public road.
It's public access.
It's public
Public access.
Public
To the
access
water.
to the water.
Okay.
I don't
So
think they
then-
would sell it.
I go back to the original question of, if it's public access, what can you take down there? If
You can go
that's-
down there and swim.
That's it?
there
That's
isn't any.
basically what it's for.
Okay.
And
I
that's
don't
why there's
think
no
any of the
picnic
other-
tables or restrooms there or anything else, you know, I
Okay.
mean, people.
So then there's
Down there,
also
they're
still
on-
a building that's on that property. If
There what?
we're maintaining that property, there's still a building on that property.
No, there's no buildings on there.
That's a private
That's a
garage
privately owned garage on the
that's
south
attached
side.
to the south property, right?
No, the north property. I'm going down.
You're talking about the
Do we
little
not-
shed across
Oh,
it?
yeah, the little illegal
That's
The
shed.
little shed,
That's on his property.
that's on his,
Or
Not
the
really.
beach property.
Yeah,
But it's not on the right of way.
that's supposed to be temporary.
It's a 66-foot right of way there,
Mhm.
probably.
Yeah, it is.
oh,
should
okay,
try to
so
address that
anything
little-
beyond that,
That's the property owner to the north or the south.
okay. So then that shed that was supposed to have been moved, does the property go behind that into the right of way? I guess you wouldn't have to move it then.
I don't know which shed.
There's a
you're
fence
talking
on
The
both
green
sides.
one that we brought up last year.
Bob, there's a fence on the north line and there's a fence
Right.
on the south line.
Yeah, so the north line,
The north line, it's inside the fence. It's not where it should be, but it's inside the fence.
okay.
It's to the north.
It's, yeah, I mean, it's on his, it's on his property.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that
What
was,
about the one that's down below, that's not on his property, or is on the inside of the
It's
right
still
of
on
way?
is that the beach?
It's still on his property.
Yeah, it's on his
Is it?
property.
Okay, so the fence is on the,
Whatever's down, I don't know what's down
It's
there.
on his, I don't know.
I don't think it's on his property, all of it, but
Oh, I don't
take a
know.
look.
I mean, if it's on the inside, it's on the south side of the fence. And
Yes.
if he owns up to the fence, and if he
We
doesn't,
need to
that's
take a look
fine
at
too,
that, Al.
but, you know.
Yeah, we need to go around.
Yeah.
It looks
It was
like,
supposed to be moved, it was my understanding.
it just looks like one of those,
Mhm,
places that you use the bathroom.
mhm.
We'll have to go down there and acquaint ourselves a little better with what you're really talking about. I mean, I've been there 100
Yeah.
times, but I,
It's
you know,
changed.
I know the
It
building.
just looks like a porta potty, is my
Mhm.
only
It's a-
opinion.
I don't know why
okay?
it's there.
And I don't know why it's there either, but, you know, if I were down there, and I've never been, I would think that that was a porta potty, and if it's his, and it's his property, I don't think he'd want anybody messing with it. I don't care whether it stays
Sure.
there or not, but, so there's.
We'll look
so
at it and
that's-
see.
Okay. Well, I have.
Okay, anybody else? Public comment? Okay, hearing none, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
I always do. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
No second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Nay?
There you go.
Okay. Meeting adjourned. Meeting adjourned.